Going to the Current, you should, COURANT online.com. It's the print edition online. You can print off whatever pages you need to and get the coupons out of it. So call Dalton's and get your air duct cleaning done, because it does affect your sinuses.
That
your
dust
allergies.
That's on your furniture, that's coming from somewhere.
It's coming
Think about
right out of, I know for me, it's coming right out of my ducts. I've got to stop procrastinating and get this done. I'm the worst procrastinator.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Now I don't feel so bad about myself. You're the worst.
I am the worst, I think. Okay, so we were talking about the shutdown, and Nancy Pelosi left town anyways, but the letter that Donald Trump was classic. You know, I'm not saying you can't take a commercial flight if you want, you know, and then she had to come out and say, he outed us. It's not safe for us to travel to Afghanistan. I'm seeing some information on Twitter, and I have yet to be able to verify it, that some of the people on that flight with her were family, including children of Democrats.
Why would you take your kids to
Brussels, Egypt, and Afghanistan? I don't know if it's true. I'm trying to find out.
We leave them in Brussels.
I'm going to do the
You
fake
leave
news.
them in Brussels while you move on, right?
I don't know.
.org, yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna pull a BuzzFeed and say, if true, Nancy Pelosi had children she was taking to Afghanistan. Maybe she's a child sex trafficker.
Oh, that wasn't BuzzFeed that did the
if true.
If true. That was the New York Times that did if true. BuzzFeed said it's true.
I should just start coming in on Saturdays and just start blowing out the most wild stories possible and just say, if true.
Yeah.
You know?
There are reports. I've read reports that Nancy...
Two can play that game. I can be the king of fake news if you want. I've got an imagination like no other. Trust me. I can put all kinds of things out into the airwaves. And I'll just say, my anonymous source said it was true.
Read somebody's Twitter
I don't know who
account.
my anonymous source is. They're that anonymous. I don't even know who they are. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nancy. You got stung. You got bested by Trump. You got burned, baby. You got burned. You want to threaten not? Why can't we just go to the Senate and do the State of the Union from the well of the Senate?
Well, there's talk of him doing it from Trump Tower. Basically, it's a speech, okay? So he just has to give a report. It can be a written report. I think I'd like to get back to the days when it is a written report, because lately in the last few years, it's been this big circus where, I've got somebody sitting here and there's somebody I'm talking about. And so it's all about it's who you invited that the camera can pan to while you're talking about some anecdote. It just I'm not a fan of State of the Unions these
You know what
ways.
I would rather see? I would rather see it like the reports we do at my job, right? Mm-hmm. This department comes in, give me your 5-minute presentation. Yeah. This department comes in, give us the 5. So Trump could literally have the cabinet come in, or at least the ones that you need to. Give me the report for DHS. Give me the report for the military. Give me the report for Homeland Security, whatever. You know
he
what
should
I mean?
summarize. All he needs to do is summarize it, really. It doesn't need to be an hour and a half. You know, if he could say, well, you know what? We're thinking about pulling out of ISIS, out of Syria. But you know that already. And we have a crisis on the border. You know that already. But the thing is that it's this photo op for the president. It really is. And that's what it's become. So he gets all of Congress listening, those who show up, those who don't walk out. The Supreme Court, those who show up.
Those who don't fall asleep.
Exactly. So it does just become this big photo op. And if he did it from Trump Tower, it just, who would cover it? Would somebody cover it?
I would think so.
Then fine.
C-SPAN, if nobody else.
Yeah.
C-SPAN would cover it. I'm sure Fox would cover it.
You know what? Jim Acosta, Mr. President.
They would all cover it. They may not broadcast it all, but doggone well they'll all cover it. And, of course, MSNBC, CNN, CNBC would probably chop it up into little parts and take it out of context, of course. But there should be no reason why he shouldn't do it. And I would prefer to see a weekly address from the president utilizing whatever topic of the week. If we got a crisis going on, you do it, and then just turn it over to the DHS guy and give us a half-hour speech.
Well, it's just a constitutional thing that he has to give this report, okay, an annual report. So, and it used to be in writing, and I think we ought to really go back to that. We'll get rid of a lot of this.
Get rid of the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a call from Joe in Wyandotte. Wants to talk about State of the Union. Joe, welcome to the show.
Well, this time especially, it may be very interesting and indeed a circus. And more important than ever, because it could be a circus, and more eyeballs and ear holes might actually put their butt on the couch rather than get off the couch this time and tune in. So I think it's more important than ever that it not be written and it be oral, even if he has to do it from the White House press room, because they fill the gallery with guests that they do shout-outs to nowadays, and he needs to pack the White House press room with angel families and military and veterans and do all those shout-outs and call out Chuck and Nancy directly in the State of the Union, while he may have some extra people tuning in that might not otherwise tune in.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, now, you mentioned the angel families because they showed up en masse in the White House or in the Capitol building to see Nancy Pelosi this week, and she would not meet with them. She refused to meet with him, which frankly is just disgusting. Really, you're not. We had Sabina Durden on a month ago now, and her compatriot was supposed to call us, and he did call me, and then I lost his number. So I've put that out to have him call us back because I'd like to get him in maybe next week. If I wanted to get him today, but I couldn't get to him in time. And he was going to give us the facts and figures of what is going on with victimization of Americans by illegals. So hopefully we'll get him on another week or so and get things squared away. But you make a great point, Joe. I mean, this time around, the American people need to hear this because it is a crisis. And we'll see at 4 o'clock today what the POTUS has on track for us.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I can't imagine what he would do a declaration of emergency now. Everything should wait until the State of the Union. You definitely need to keep the government shut down to the State of the Union. Don't declare the emergency till after the State of the Union or whatever he's going to do. So it'll be interesting.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that. Why did you say your reasoning for that and I missed it, or just to keep people listening?
Just to make sure the eyeballs and the ear holes tune in.
I will say this. When I watched him this morning, he had a little early presser. He said that the 4 o'clock at the time, it was 3 o'clock, had something to do with the border. So I don't know if he's going to declare an emergency today or if he's just going to put a plan on the table to get the Democrats back to the table.
In announcing it, he did mention the state of the border is pathetic in so many words. So, it kind of gave the impression he was going to talk about the border.
Yeah, okay. So hopefully that's going to be it. Well, all we can do is wait and see, Joe.
Throw in one last thing, too. Because this will be so interesting and so important, potentially the most important State of the Union, I'm in the Wayne 12th, but our friends in the Wayne 11th have a State of the Union watch party. You're going to want to be part of that fun. So either on Facebook or Eventbrite, type search Wayne 11 State of the Union. It's only $20. You're going to want to join in on that kind of fun.
Is there beer there?
Yeah, there'll be drinks available.
Maybe I'll come down for that.
There won't be an open bar. You'll have to buy your beer, but
nobody ever buys my booze for me because A, I don't want roofies in it, and B, I like to carry my own weight. You know what I mean? I don't go to parties empty-handed, so either a wallet or a bottle.
You can't expect an open bar, right?
Exactly. All right, great call. Thanks, Joe.
See you, Joe.
Take care, my friends. Love you.
Love you too. Take care. Let's take a call from Todd in Whitmore Lake. Todd, welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon, fellas.
What's going on, Todd?
I'm just going to put my 2 cents in about the State of the Union. I think would be a pretty good idea if maybe the president went down to the border and did it down there.
It would be a good idea.
Yeah, but the thing is, the whole point about the State of the Union is supposed to be a report to Congress. So I think that's how it became delivered to Congress. So you'd have to have all of Congress go down to the border with him, which I don't think is going to happen.
But if they don't invite him? If he's not allowed to come to the of the House of Representatives, he can do it anywhere he wants, right?
Yeah, field trips are acceptable. He can, and they can televise it in Congress if they didn't want to take the field trip to a place undesirable by them. Too bad. This is America. But even with that in mind, I love the Trump card that the president threw down on Nancy because I would have loved to seen her face crack
Oh,
Yeah, all that Botox just shattering.
Can you imagine the blood pressure and whether her face went red when she was delivered the letter? And the reports to me, was she on the bus or was she on the plane?
I saw this cartoon. It was great. He's looking out the window. Wait. Okay, she's on the bus. Call her.
Good.
Because I did see Adam Schiff getting off the Air Force bus because he was supposed to go, I think.
Wow.
And they dropped him off right in front of the Capitol. They had to get back on.
And what
Nobody
I had heard
deserves
was
it.
that the aircraft was on the tarmac, and they recalled it.
See, there you go. So, you
Yes.
want to talk about nobody trolls better than Trump. I mean, he is the king and the master of Twitter. No ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, you just got to love that.
Do not negotiate with this man.
All right, what else you got, Todd?
Oh, nothing. It's like, just quickly, it's like when he's taking care of Nancy and Chuck, it's almost like he's negotiating with terrorists. He doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Exactly. Well, he's the one that. All right, take care, Todd.
They
Have a
won't
good
talk
one.
to him either.
Good call. Let's take a call from Janice Daniels on line 3. Janice, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary. Hello, Ed. How are you?
Hi, Mayor. Fine.
Good. Your conversation about the State of the Union address process interested me when you said that he should have department heads come in and give an annual report or give a report as to the status of the various departments. And it made me think about the city budget process, the dog and pony show that goes on every year where all the department heads come in before the council and they give their, again, dog and pony show on the state of the particular department, but never is there the opposite side of the issue. So I think that because this is a government by, for, and of the people, Trump ought to bring in the department heads, let them give their dog and pony show, and then bring in his best advisor that has an alternate opinion and let him tear down that budget presentation or that State of the Union presentation because it's always one-sided. They have a system of establishing a government by, for, and of the bureaucrats.
Yeah, well, they're good points, Janice. Good points, as always. So, and Janice, you're on the Abolitionist Roundtable. What time is that on Saturday mornings?
It's on every Saturday from 9 till 10 in the morning on the best radio station in Michigan, Wham Radio. Wham Talk 1600.
Yeah, great plug. All right,
Heard of
Janice,
that.
good call. All right, take care, hon.
Thank you so much.
See you, Janice.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's take a call from Jasmine in Chicago. Jasmine, welcome to the show.
Hola.
Hola.
No, no habla español.
Mi hablo en
No.
español es no muy bueno.
There you go. Well, first of all, I wanted to say that I'm a little bit surprised. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm a little surprised that Pelosi hasn't called basically her public ass whooping that Trump gave her. I'm surprised she hasn't said he's sexist to attack her like that.
That's another card I'm sure she'll play at some point, right? It's coming.
I'm shocked she hasn't played it, and I'm shocked that the mainstream networks haven't brought that up or had some specialists go on there and say, well, the body language says that he really doesn't like her because she's a woman,
Yeah, I'm betting that was definitely going to be on the table at some point because it's coming.
Yeah,
right.
He's demist.
And secondly, I wanted to say, you made a kind of a throwaway comment there about you buy your own beer and stuff because you don't like to be roofied, and I'd just like to say that what's wrong with being roofied?
How many people have you roofied, Janice?
Jasmine, you're killing me.
So some of my best friends I met from roofies. But anyway, the other thing is, what did you think of? I don't know if you saw this, but the Akiva, what's her name, talking to David Webb about his white privilege.
Oh,
Webb being black.
Yes. There was a CNN host, and I think she's Hispanic or something, isn't she?
I don't know what she is.
I can't remember her name.
But you know what? He's blacker than she is.
Yeah, and she was saying that David Webb was exercising his white privilege. Well, he's a black radio host. Hello?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was great.
Come on.
I heard the audio of that. That was pathetic.
Yeah, it's like...
Do a little research.
Dude, just Just a marginal bit of research, would you please? I mean, come on. It's not like he hasn't been on television a lot on Fox News. It's so you should know that he's actually African American.
Even I knew that, But the other thing was I heard, and the media is just so insane anyway. But the craziest thing I think I heard this week